Hello everyone, welcome to another Still Speaks video, but you already knew that because you are so smart. And speaking of the smartest people, you would know that the hottest game coming, Sanctuary Shattered Sun, and the devs are here to tell you about what happened for August 2023. Take it away, guys. Let's hear what happened.
Yeah, well, loads of stuff happening and loads of stuff is going to happen as well. So we've been pretty busy. So because what happened at the end of August was Steam Strategy Fest, which is like the Steam event that gives you a bunch of wish lists, right? And so we participated in that. What we did is we hosted a developer Q&A thing where we answered all your questions. And if you were there, you would know that we played a 1v1 against Speed live. And Speed is officially the world best player at Sanctuary right now. So we had a world championship kind of thing going on there. It was pretty good.
All right. Well, I guess we're done then.
Yeah.
Nothing more we need to develop. We've actually conquered already who's the best player in the world. So that's it.
Yeah, that's it. We're done. Who needs a game? Right. So that was one of the things. But what I wanted to do is actually I wanted to get us warmed up with some guard units. Because those always look pretty good. So without further ado, we got the guard gunship, and that one I actually quite like. It's one of Kubo's thing. It's got a little camera thing on the bottom which swivels and stuff like that. And there we go. Also, these are rendered in Blender, and Kubo's picked a fantastic skybox this time. So well done, Tim.
Yeah, that looks really awesome. That's one of my favorite units now. It looks quite a bit different to the other guard units, but I think it's a cool.
Yeah, I think it's not that, because you can still see the kind of like segmented curves, which look a little bit like the legs of the other units. I think it's got a really good, quite successful sort of profile shape. Everything, as always, could be improved, but it came out pretty good. So that's it from the bottom. And before showing the second unit, I'm actually just going to show you some videos and oh no, we got a Gunship video first. Here we go. I forgot about this one. So here's like Kubo swiveling around and it doesn't load. Here we go. It's loading out. So you could get that 3D view. This is in Blender. In the viewport and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's got like these animated things. Yeah, I forgot to mention that actually. Good thing I showed the video. It can land on its legs. So here we go. Yeah, so it can do that kind of stuff. It's pretty like Kubo's got some pretty sophisticated models when he does that stuff. He quite likes and stuff. So you can see all the little pieces, like all the animation, like octagons and stuff.
Yeah, very nice.
You can move over a bit of it. Here we go. So, so the next unit. Here we go. This is what the next unit is. I want you to guess what it is. And you'll probably get it wrong, but who knows? Maybe you'll get it right.
Is it a nuke launcher?
Not quite. It's actually the guard resource generation structure. We've got like a super Titanic size resource generation structure for the guard, and that one drills down through like the sun, through the surface of the sphere, and harvests the energy from the underside. And like the cool idea about this one is the more that resources it generates, the more the aperture opens, so you can kind of get an indication of how much it's getting, how much it's doing for you.
Right. You get that visual feedback on if you're using it properly or not.
So that's exactly. And
that's a T4 unit?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, well, it's going to be super duper expensive, so you're going to need to gonna need to spend a bit of time building it. So yeah, it's got this aperture that opens, and then we're gonna put like some glowing visual effects down there, and that goes sort of through the surface of the sphere, and then you can kind of see a hole in the sun, a hole through which there's the sun. So Kubo's put like these cool videos that he's like, it's all like spinning and stuff as well, as always.
Is that going to just generate alloy or power as well?
We're not actually sure yet. It's going to generate a load of something. It might be both. But it might just be one. Because there's different gameplay implications like that. Resource structures are generally pretty important. So, there's a lot of testing that we want to do to make sure this one comes out right. Because there's different... So, like, an alloy-only structure would be quite interesting, because if you have something that generates both, you kind of don't really need anything else. You just need to build one of those, and as soon as you can, you build another one of those, and then you give each one, all your teammates one of them, and so on, right? It's kind of like pretty odd cutoff. But if it still needs loads of energy, then actually your economy is looking very different. It's better because you get like heaps of alloys, right?
Yeah,
but you still need all these
also
reactors.
Kind of a curse, because you have to build like 1 billion power generators or something, and then you're building them instead of units. So it's kind of, you have to work out what to do there. It's not like...
but like, your economy can scale a lot better, because quite often you'll be capped on alloys because you upgraded all your alloy extractors and stuff, right?
Yeah, so, obviously it's better, but it's still just not black and white that you build one of these things and then you just straight away start pumping out units. Maybe the next thing you do is you upgrade your power grid, and then you pump out units. And
or if you do that a little bit beforehand, but like exactly. Yeah. So it would require a bit more like nuance and preparation, right? Okay, so that's the warm-up done. Right, now we've got a heap of announcements. So we talked a bit about the Steam Strategy Fest. That's done. People were asking if we recorded the video. We have. We've just been too busy preparing for all of the next stuff to actually edit the recording. So it's sitting around for us. And we'll get it out soon, but no deadline on it, because we're actually all booked up right now with our powers. So recording is coming soon. So the next thing we're doing is we're going to PAX, right? So that's going to happen in October, right? And we're pretty excited about that. We made an announcement too. And, during PAX, you're going to see 9. Is he here? Is he there? Is he down there or up there? But you're going to see him, right? And it's going to be great. So Avitus is coming too. He's a faction modeler. He's making a chosen faction. And Nate is coming too. And Nate is one of our like performance super duper dots programmers who's been working on the pathfinding for our units. So he knows about like code things. So there'll be 3 of us there, and
the demo will be there.
Yeah, and the 4th person who's coming, the 4th thing that will be there is a playable demo. So you'll be able to get there. If you're really desperate, you can get your hands on that, right?
So PAX is in Melbourne, and it's on the 6th of October to the 8th. So if anyone's in Melbourne and wants to pop along, you'll have to buy a ticket and all that sort of stuff. But we'll be in the Indie Rising section. There's a like a map that tells you where all the different stands are. We'll have a little booth there. We'll have one screen like showing like a video reel. We'll have another screen with the playable demo. We might have some like 3D printed stuff, and we got this awesome banner on the back, and it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna look great. We're like super, super excited. And there's going to be a hell of a lot of people there. Like, I heard them predict 110,000 people, which is just insane numbers. And this will be a good opportunity for us, because you never know who will see it. Besides players, there's also like publishers, there's investors, there's the media. So we don't know where this will go, but we'll see, and we'll report back afterwards.
Yeah, gonna be a fun time for sure. What do you think about that, Still?
I think that is a great opportunity.
What?
Am I coming?
Wait.
Are you coming? Yeah. All the way from where you are?
Of course. I'm going to Just get on a plane and head down to Australia.
Yeah, how much would a flight cost? Like, it would cost like $2,000 or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
Did we actually say that it's a gaming convention? I don't know if we actually said that in this video.
It's a gaming convention, yeah.
And it's the
I think most people know what PAX is, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, it's the biggest gaming convention in the Southern Hemisphere. Nintendo will be, presenting as well, so we're showcasing as well with Nintendo. Although they have the room with like 40,000 people in it, and we've got just like the little booth.
And we'll get more people than Nintendo, no doubt about it.
I was gonna say, who's Nintendo?
Yeah.
Yeah, who cares about them? Yeah, so next thing is you're seeing these lovely shapes here. We're actually redoing our faction icons, and this is kind of the design we're settling on for now anyway. So you'll be able to see these popping around somewhere soon. We'll need to update a bunch of our assets like on the website, and we'll put that Discord little reactions, which will be glowing now. It's going to be great. That's a minor one, right?
So that's obviously Chosen, EDA, and then God, right?
Yeah. And these ones are actually, it was an interesting design challenge because we needed to make them small enough to work at small enough scales where the size is only like 8 by 12 pixels or something, right?
Yeah.
So, and the part of the reason why is because if you want them as a strategic icon in the game, you need to actually make them look good for strategic icons, right? And, as a side benefit, they come out pretty good on the Discord reactions, like the little emojis and stuff. So,
yeah,
pretty good stuff.
The inspiration for the God one?
Who knows? We just really, they're sort of just, all of these are abstract shapes, which kind of just give you a feeling of what the faction is about. Like, you see the Chosen has like this kind of curved thing, and it's sort of taller than it is. It's kind of like got this sense of elevation because Chosen are about ascending kind of thing. They're like an ascendant human race, right? So there's a bit of that, right? And a bit of like elegance, and it also looks a bit like a star. Like, the thing is visual communication is about communicating with pictures, not with words. So it's like, if you see that shape and it feels like Chosen, that's what the shape is, right? And then I'm just using words to describe what you're seeing, but really you're just getting the information with your eyes, right? And then the God is like, it's kind of the same thing. It's just like, it's got these sort of points, so they're a little bit pointy, and it's got like this thing that looks a little bit like an eye, and it's a little bit like a sphere, right? And it's a bit closed up, so this thing looks a bit like a machine head, but it also looks like a bit like a grabber or something. I don't know. It's like all of those things, right? And then the EDA, it's
square.
Well, it is a square, right? But it's got this diagonal line there, which is also an EDA thing, but it's got like
it represents like the one diagonal line per unit in the EDA faction.
Exactly, right. But also it's like it's almost like a little bit of a square shield, like the robots have though, and like there's also like this kind of philosophical thing that like the EDA is maybe this bit, and they're supporting the rest of the human race or something. I don't know, right? But like, who knows, right?
Lovely.
And, so these are the icons, right? But really, right, the icons are like, they mean what you see, right? That's the actual thing, right? Like, these pictures are themselves, and you don't need to describe them necessarily with words. Okay, next announcement, right? So, speaking of icons, we got some more icons. What we've done is we've just, we needed to render out a bunch of icons for our game, and we've just said, what would be cool is if we make that public. So we've got a repository, like a little Google Drive folder of all the icons we've got so far in the game. There's over 150 of them right now.
Which is also right? Like you
can now like 2K renders and stuff, right? So you can just use them for whatever you want.
Yep, like the unit database or whatever, and they're just freely available for the public. They want to make some art with it or make a wallpaper or whatever it is, they're there to use.
Yeah, cool. What's the next one? Oh yeah, so that's the end slide, but we've got some more announcements to make. Nine, I think it's your turn to make some announcements. Go.
Okay. Well, the first one I'd say let's talk about Al Smith, who is joining the community manager team. So they, obviously just try and make the community thrive in various different ways. So Al's made this forum, which he's actually put a lot of work into that, which is really nice of him, and he's pretty damn good about it. And he's starting to do some competitions, and the first competition is going to come out and be announced soon. And it's actually making a mobile wallpaper. So, on your phone, the wallpaper, and he's got like the dimensions that you have to provide and all that sort of stuff. And with it, we're going to give everybody like a library of stuff they can use. You don't have to use it, but you can use it. So we'll give you like the Sanctuary logo, we'll give you those faction icons, we'll give you some backgrounds that you could use, and you just stitch it together however you like. So that will be announced soon, probably by the time this goes live, I'm not sure. But it actually has some prizes as well. So we've started doing some 3D printing stuff. So you can see there's a itty bitty tiny tank here. I don't know how well that comes through. And I have a chosen commander. And we're talking about...
He's still attached to the ground and he's missing an arm, but there we go.
He's missing a leg as well. This guy's actually done time in combat. This is like a real commander. But yeah, we're starting to look at the 3D prints, possibly for Kickstarter awards. So we will be making a bunch.
Could you show the tank again? I just put you at full screen, so now we can.
Yeah, sure.
There's the tank. We can send you through some screenshots as well.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. So that one's just spray painted silver. So what we're gonna do is because we need to experiment the Kickstarter to work out like packaging and how to wrap these things up so they don't break, is we're going to start giving them out as prizes. So, or just for this competition, so for the wallpaper, there will be 4 prizes because there's 4 categories of wallpaper, and you can win your very own little tiny model. This is 8 centimeters long, and we'll send it to you. So check the Discord for that. What else?
There'll possibly be Kickstarter rewards as well.
Yeah, well, we're looking at that. It all depends on the price, how much people want them, how fragile they are, all that sort of stuff. So it's not so simple, but it's what we're looking at now.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? Like, time for an economics lesson, right? So, like with prizes, right? What we're doing is we're giving out promotional content and we're spending like time and money on that, right? So for us, like spending, making a generous prize is actually really easy, right? Because we're spending money anyway, right? With Kickstarter, the balance is different, right? So you need something that is super profitable, because the whole point of Kickstarter is to raise enough money to make the game. And if we make something and it costs $30 to make, or like it costs $10 to make, $20 to ship, and like our time, etc., and then we like sell it, quote unquote, sell it in Kickstarter as part of the package for like $30, then it doesn't work for us, right? Because we need the money to make the game, and if you're spending all your money on shipping the models, there's no point in it. So actually the economics of Kickstarter are quite different than just selling things, right? So you don't just need to be profitable, right? You need to be super profitable. So this is us testing it out
for like one of these things. But it could be with postage. That's how much we need to charge to make it worth our time even doing it, to raise any money. So the question is if Kickstarter came out, would you pay an extra $40 to get one of these? And that's our challenge at the moment, is we're just trying to work out how cheap we can make them.
Yeah. So it's a challenge, right? Aspirationally, I know that a lot of people are excited about the idea of getting miniatures as part of the Kickstarter rewards. So we're going to give it a go. It is always a challenge. We can also send out the models, like STL files, so you can print them yourself at home. Those are much easier for us to deploy at scale, because you don't need to post an STL file every time by post. You just send it.
Then the other issue is hand painting them, because hand painting a model takes a long time, and if we had to do 300 of them, that would be a ridiculous amount of work. It's not viable. But someone came up with the idea of using stickers. So if you printed a tank like this, you could just get some stickers and stick them straight over the top, and then that would give it some level of detail in a way that is scalable. So that's an option as well. And maybe for Kickstarter, we could do like a whole bunch of little ones like this with stickers, and like 5 big ones that are more like, this big or something. And those are hand painted, but those would go for like hundreds of dollars, not for a small amount. So we're interested in hearing, like what you guys think. We also had the idea of if you built it in pieces, maybe the turret could swivel. We don't know how that would go, but if we do that, maybe the arms could swivel as well. And if you do that, maybe you can rip off an arm off a commander and stick a turret on there instead. So you mix and match pieces of your units. But the cost of that might be pretty crazy. So what do you think?
People also like to paint models themselves, so that could also be an option.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so what next? Yeah, so a little bit more about Al. So this guy's, and I mentioned the forum, right? But guys should totally visit that forum, right? We've got let me just bring it up. What's it? Shatter Sun LTS or something. That's the forum. So we've actually got it linked in our Discord links now, right? But I'm just gonna give it a shout out here. Let me just find it. Oh, well, why am I Googling it when you can just see it in the links? Hang on.
ShatteredSunRTS.com.
Yeah, it is. But I was wondering if it's a .com or not.
It is.
It is. All right. Yeah, so here we go. Look at that. Forum. Yeah, pretty good. It's got like videos on a little like reel gliding thing. Oh, look at that. Here's a pretty cool video. Look, who's this? Who's this handsome guy over there? Right? Yeah.
Thank you.
So, it's got like some trailer, Chris Taylor, etc. Right? Then there's like a bunch of news on it. It's actually like surprisingly populated, right? Given that it really recently just launched, right? We got some US members, we got some team members coming on and stuff, right? It's like picking up. Look at that. Here's a speed 2. Here's a 30. Here's an anti-punish. It's going good, right? Yeah, and then that's me. I'm actually it's logged me in, so very good. I got some trophy points because I don't know what those are, but whatever, right? And then so it's like a forum, but it's also got news, and then there's some stuff that's coming on later, and somehow there's like a Steam thing that you can link. I don't know, it's pretty advanced. Like I'm used to forums from 2003 where it's just a forum, but here's like a bunch of extra stuff too, right? So and we need players, we need volume to get this thing going, because communities become self-sustaining after a certain point, so everybody sign up right away. It's gonna be great.
And we'll try and drive people there. The Discord's great for chat, but all the information gets lost, and we have these really cool conversations about Shield or whatever, and they just vanish. So, keep chatting. That's great, but also jump on the forum once you got some ideas that you really want to talk about, and let's start grouping up those conversations. So there's a thread about Shields, a thread about veterancy or whatever it is. I think that would be good. By the way, Brad, 4 days left of ZeroSpace Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's true. No, that was the next thing I was going to say. So, ZeroSpace, those guys, right? We partnered with a studio. We've already announced this, but we partnered with these guys who are making another RTS, right? And this is a StarCraft like RTS, right? It's got like dudes with guns and like some bio dudes and whatever, and it's kind of, they go for a bit of like a tactical kind of competitive thing. So and we think that it's great for RTS devs for us to help each other out. So that's what we're doing, right? We're helping each other out.
Yeah. Do you want to show some animations that they have in that page? Because that's kind of nice. I think if you just scroll down.
Yeah. I got like cool GIFs and
Yeah.
in that
They're
thing.
quite far along with theirs, and the Kickstarter's already successful. So this is in Australian dollars, but they wanted 150,000. They've got 670,000. So they're doing really, really well. And that's a Kickstarter you can join today. I know everyone's waiting for ours, and you're going to keep asking us for dates and stuff. We'll do ours when we're ready. But theirs is one you can join today if you want to support the RTS industry. Go join up. You can choose one of the packages. I think it would be absolutely great. I guess by the time this goes live, it'll be the last day or something like that. So go now and check it out.
Yeah, totally. Gonna be great.
Yeah, and they actually have some good people on their team. They've got some influencers. They've got these 4 different big YouTubers who come from the StarCraft kind of like audience, and they're decent players as well with their own audiences. So check that out as well.
Yeah, look at all this. Look at all this stuff. These are like they've got like factions, then you can hire some more factions, and then it's got like a Mass Effect like kind of story set up where, I don't know, like you can make choices and then they do stuff and so on, and who knows, right? And dudes with guns, it's gonna be great. Oh yeah, Unity, right? Yeah, so Unity. People have been asking us about the surprise Unity price increase, price gouging kind of thing going on there, right? Basically, like, it's bad, but we don't really care that much, because what's going on is the pricing structure is a flat price per installation right now anyway, but it's for games with above 1 million sales, above 1 million installs, and it's games with above $1 million in profit. So the way it works for us is if we get 1 million installs, we'll be selling our game for more than $1 per sale. So we'll get like a bunch of money if we get 1 million installs, right? So it's not that bad for us, right? And also our game will be more than $10 per like install per sale. So an install is something like they're charging like at their highest amount, something like 20 cents per install. So that's 2% of $10. So it's not actually that big a deal for us. It really sucks if you're a mobile developer or if you're making games at a lower price point, which a lot of people are, right? And it's like one of those things where, if they give you, what is it? I think it implementing it in January 1st, 2024. So that's like, what, a 3-month notice, right? And that's pretty rough for anybody because it takes more than 3 months to make a game of any amount of size. So it's really a bait and switch kind of thing, isn't it? So we're in the boat. Well, we're not going to change anything because we can't do anything about it really at this point, right? And also, it doesn't really hurt us financially wise, so to speak. Like we've got, like our margins are much bigger than what they're gonna do, so we're not gonna do anything about it. And also, like, if this was true when we started the project 3 years ago in 2020, if we knew about this, we would have like calculated it out, and I expect we would have still gone for Unity because like we didn't just go for price, right? We went for like which engine is more suitable for our needs, right? Unity's got more RTS kind of features in there. It's got like some underlying things going on there. We use the Unity Dots framework to make the game. So we would have probably gone for Unity even if we knew this was going to happen. So in other words, don't worry, we'll be fine. It's still bad because other people won't be fine. And it's one of those things where if you want to get really technical about it, this is an example of misaligned incentives, right? Because what Unreal does is actually pretty good with its pricing structure from a theoretical point of view, where it just takes a flat percent, anything you earn above a certain threshold. This threshold is something like above $1 million or something, right? And that means like it shares in your success. Like Epic shares in the success of games that release using Unreal Engine. So they want you to sell to make more money because then they get more money, right? So that's why they make tools, and that's why they've developed all this crazy stuff like the infinite the nanite and the lumen rendering systems where you can just render like 40 billion polygons on screen and it doesn't lag. It's completely insane, right? They invented all this stuff, and that's kind of being, the incentives are aligned, whereas Unity is kind of like incentivized to go for cash grabs because that's what its pricing structure is like, right? So if Unity offered a flat fee per like a percentage, like a share of the profits, then that would be fine. But they don't. They do this weird thing instead, and who knows what happens if you just uninstall and install the game 50 times. Does Unity charge you 50 times for that? So who knows? Anyway, it's weird, but it doesn't affect us too much. That's the bottom line. There you go.
All right.
What else did I miss?
No, I think that was it.
Okay, good.
All right.
It's a crazy month. It's been a crazy month, and it will be another crazy month. So look forward to that.
All right.
Well, I'll see you guys again at PAX, some of you. Otherwise, jump on Discord to join the community and go check out the forum. It'd be great if people signed up. Ask a question. Let's get some conversations started. But please, everybody, go and check out ZeroSpace now. We'll put a link in the description, and they could really do with a hand. So that would be great. Thank you.
Okay.
Cool.
And
Bye, guys.
And the Discord link is in the description down below. So, as Nine just said, definitely click on that and join the community and click on the forum and definitely check that out. So, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Cheers.
All right, everyone. Share with your friends, family, and foes. Gonna need something interesting to watch as well. And as always, everyone, GG.